Hello everyone, TMan978. Welcome to another TMan moment. In this TMan moment, I'm going to be showcasing my masterpiece and masterpiece equivalent Decepticon collection. What better way to start things off with an unofficial Transformer? This here is Apollyon. I know he looks like Megatron, as you may remember him, but it's not an official Hasbro or Takara Tomy product. It's made by a company named X Transbots, if you didn't already know. This guy is good as he feels like. He has a nice weight, and good as he looks, he has quite a few problems. This has been my Megatron, and I have been happy with him, but now they have the official one coming out, and regardless of the price that thing costs, I know that's gonna be in my collection one way or the other. Like, I've seen other sites that are selling them for cheaper, but problems this thing has for me: the arm cannon comes off way too easily. The hips do not stay together as well as they should. And all of this kibble stuff right here and these panels on the side, they do not, if they locked into place, it looks kind of unsightly, but if they locked into place, they'll be okay. I would have no problem. And my overall main problem with this thing, like, if it could do this better, I would basically have no problem. The shoulders only go out that far. So getting him to point this fusion cannon out at somebody good is very difficult. Like, I can aim it that way, but you see it just fights back into that position. And you can only do that by lifting the arm up this way, because it's a little hole right there that the joint can come through. But it fights and comes back. So let's get to the next guy. Next up, Starscream, Masterpiece Starscream. This is a Toys R Us exclusive Starscream, made by Hasbro or distributed by Hasbro. I hate when I can't say certain words, but you can't have a collection without having Starscream. After watching Shartimus Prime's review of Thrust, I've been knowing that these things have had a waist joint forever, but seeing him force Thrust to rotate made me try this out. Unfortunately, it pushes his shoulders up, so let me fix that. But I like this Starscream better than the original MP Seeker mold, because I don't like those plane or jet wings hanging off the waist. I wish these weren't here either, so they could have better hip articulation, but it's better than having whole jet wings hanging off like sword sheaths. And as of this recording, I no longer have the original MP mold anymore. I've sold all of them. One other thing I wish they corrected, I wish they would have made this pointy tip of the wing fold up in some type of way. Now, they did have a pointy tip on the cartoon, but it stopped definitely, like right here at the waist. So I know they wanted to have a good jet mode, but I wish they would have corrected that. But Starscream is cool, and I like him. I'm very happy I have him, and he was only $60 when he came out. Cheaper than they've been trying to sell figures for a while. Toys R Us exclusive Thundercracker from like 2012 or 2011. I love this figure as well. This was my first experience with this particular version of the Seeker mold, or Masterpiece Seeker mold, and I like it. What's crazy to me is when Takara Tomy re-released Thundercracker, or made their version of Thundercracker, it seemed crazy to me that everybody forgot this one even exists. And this guy was on shelves for over a year after it was released. So if you couldn't find this guy, I don't know what's wrong with you. So I don't know. I don't need that Japanese version, because this is far cheaper than that one. And it is definitely good to me. Masterpiece Thrust. I brought Shartimus up once. I'm going to bring him up again. This was my first official in-box G1 figure, or G1 Seeker figure, as a kid, much similar to his experience, but I think he said that was his first Transformer, period. I got this Christmas when I was like 9, 10 years old. Well, I got the original, I mean. I like this guy. I love that his wings help him stand up. Somebody's saying that they have trouble getting him to stand, but these wings add extra support, so I don't know what's wrong with that person. But I like it. Wish it was cheaper, but he's good and represents who he's supposed to represent. Ramjet is awesome as well. And I should have mentioned that Starscream started a new trend where they stay together a little bit better. Like if you lift this, the shoulder doesn't come apart. I mean, it lifts a little bit, but the whole thing used to just be loose, and you could not do this without everything rattling and falling apart. So they have made some upgrades. His wings could come down like this and help support him standing better, but I do like the wings lifted up on him. He still does have the heel spur, but these guys have not been famous for being able to stand, but I like him. More important than even Starscream is Soundwave. I hope this doesn't spoil the Q&A I'm trying to have, but Soundwave, if I could only have one Masterpiece figure or Masterpiece figure set for my collection, it would definitely be Soundwave. He has been my favorite for a long, long time. And the fact that his set comes with 5 individual other characters, he is pretty much hands down the best Decepticon Masterpiece set you could possibly think of getting, because that's amazing. And not to mention the fact that he is extremely posable and very cartoon accurate, so that's a plus right there. 2 of the 5 characters he comes with, Rumble and Frenzy, and yeah, they're pretty much really, really cool and perfect. Only thing I would have wanted more from them is bicep rotation, because they could have put that in there. And maybe that's pretty much about it. Because the legs are decent. They even have ankle pivot due to these ball joints right there that you can see. Who do I consider Rumble and who do I consider Frenzy? Well, as far as these two, Rumble was never this color in the toy packaging. He was always this color on the cartoon, so I consider this to be Rumble and not Frenzy. So I give Rumble the pile drivers and I let Frenzy go crazy with the guns right there. So that answers that. The Hasbro Toys R Us exclusive Soundwave also comes with Buzzsaw and Laserbeak here. And as you can see, a running theme with Decepticons were repaints. I guess that when Hasbro got the toys from Japan and brought them to America, they didn't have a lot of Transformers that weren't cars. So everything that weren't cars needed to be a Decepticon. So a bright idea they got was to just repaint the figures and make them separate characters, which worked when you watched the cartoon because they gave them different personalities. Now, nowadays, when we don't know the characters' personalities and we just see repaints, nobody's really happy with that. But fans of the original cartoon knew that the characters had different personalities. Now, these two, not so much. Laserbeak was pretty much the star of his cassettes, and Buzzsaw was only in about maybe 2 episodes because they didn't need to sell him, and that original show was nothing but a toy commercial. Buzzsaw came with Soundwave, so they didn't have to sell him. He just did the selling himself with Soundwave. The last guy he came with, Ravaged. This Ravaged is definitely better than the original, but still not 100% happy with him. I mean, they did a lot to give him his proportions he had in the cartoon, but I don't know. They did sacrifice his alternate mode by making him as accurate to the cartoon as they could. So he doesn't look as much like a cassette as the other ones, but I don't know. It's still good. It's still decent. Now we have to end things off with more unofficial dudes. This is sort of official, but it's unofficial because it's a knockoff. But it's a great knockoff. I like this Rat Bat because he looks pretty much damn near just like the cartoon. I complained in the review I wish this was on the back of his wings, but what are you gonna do? They can't always be perfect. Here is Quake Wave, an unofficial Shockwave from Fans Toys. This is not the same Quake Wave that I reviewed, but to be honest with you, I kind of think this one is a little bit better. It feels way much more in better condition. I was able to get it for 20 bucks, believe it or not, because it didn't come with a box, and my friend Extra Zero was able to buy it for that low. Didn't come with the box, didn't come with the non-translucent hand or a gun, and it only has the rotating forearm. But one thing that this one does that other one also didn't do is it has a battery in there, so you can see the light lighting up there, which is cool. I still don't have a battery for the, well, like I said, it doesn't have the parts right there, so even if I had it, well, you know what I'm talking about. But there you go, him. I really like this figure, but I do want the official version. So he's still standing in there, and it is a nice figure. It's heavy, it feels really good, and he's cool to be in your collection if you want him there. Fans Toy Spotter filling in as Decepticon Reflector. They aren't individual characters like the actual G1 toys. It's the one guy with his two clones that can become physical. But they do seem to be able to work as their own person. So I think he's like Multiple Man. I haven't really read the comics on Multiple Man, but I believe he works the same way, where each copy of Multiple Man can pretty much do its own thing. But when they speak in a cartoon, they all speak as one dude. But I left the serious face on this one, since he's the guy that's in control, I guess. This one has the smirk, and this one has the full-on say cheese smile. So I really, really like these bots. They're very well made. Some of the plastic is a little bit scary, so I would still be careful with them. And they have some troubles with the weapons and how they combine, but these dudes are pretty much awesome to me. Here is Mercenary, aka Shrapnel. Now his hip joints are a little bit loose on me. The other guys aren't so much. I like him. He represents what he's supposed to look like as far as a G1 Insecticon and a G1 Shrapnel. But I tend to like him less than the other two. One of those reasons is his knee should be double jointed right there, but the way they molded it on the inside, it can't be double jointed unless you mod him. But I do like the heft of him, but it's something about him that's way more plain than his partners, and let's bring those out. Here's Grenadier. He's cool. This is, of course, Decepticon Insecticon Bombshell, if you didn't already know. One other problem that I have with all three of these, they have ball jointed heads, so the heads can only look up that much. Don't really like that. And I believe, no, all of them save for forage or kickback have like something blocking their vision anyway, so when you turn it to the side, well, I guess he can still see, but he's still kind of hindered right there. But I like him more than Shrapnel over there. He does have this double jointed knee. It's something about him and Forager that I like better. And let's get Forager, aka Kickback, back out here. And he has a worse of a time as far as looking up, because when you try to make him look up, the head starts transforming. So, ugh. But he can look left and right without being hindered due to his design, which is very cartoon and toy accurate. So, yeah, I really like these guys, and these are the Fans Toys version. I can recommend them. They all feel good. They're full of die cast, so they're nice and heavy and feel like bricks. One problem that I've been having with this dude is sometimes I'll look at my display and his chest will randomly be open like that. First it was just a little bit. I'd fix it, go to work. Then it's all the way down, go to work, and it's like, man, is it something really loose? Or is there a ghost in here messing with me? But anyway, let's get to the next guy. Now, I didn't realize this, but technically there is no next guy. There is no more Masterpiece Decepticons, but I keep this guy up there with my Decepticon display because he's pretty much Masterpiece scale, and Takara and Hasbro did that on purpose. For the people that aren't following me on Instagram, I put this guy with them, and he's like a perfect scale right there with them. But let me show you one more toy, because I forgot to do this in my Autobot collection. Here is Bad Cube's War Dog, aka Warpath. I forgot to show him off in my Autobot collection video, but he is freaking awesome. He's not very much G1 cartoon accurate at all. He's very not G1 cartoon accurate, but this is a nice looking figure right here. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree with that. This thing just looks so awesome. The transformation, holy crap, no. If you're scared to transform expensive toys, you will be scared to transform this, but I can't think of another option out there as far as third party and being able to fit in with your Masterpiece collection. So there you go with that. So maybe I'll do a group shot. Let me see if I can put that together. So here is that group shot I was going to try to get. The Decepticons are massively outnumbered, but most of the Decepticons are way bigger than the Autobots. But that's how things have been working since the beginning. It would have been way better if they were actually to scale and the Decepticons were like humongous. Then it would have made way more sense that the Autobots outnumbered them. But here you go, right? Yeah, I love thrust size, but there you go. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did enjoy watching it, you know where the like button is. You know where the subscribe button is. And you also know how to click the videos that are popping up right now if you're on a PC or a mobile device. Other people, I'll have links in the description and cards. So until next time, TMan 978 out of here.